Hi guys, welcome to the beginning of Season 7 of AB in the Films. I've been doing this show 7 years. Wow, that's amazing. You're going to have to excuse me for my voice. I'm getting over a cold. I would have done this episode sooner, but like I said, I've been fighting a very nasty cold. Anyway, it's ironic that I'm starting off the new season with a Pixar movie, because Pixar was the first thing I ever talked about on this show 7 years ago when I started it, back in November of 2011. So, Pixar's 19th film has arrived, Coco. And by the way, I don't have my Pixar shirt on me. I couldn't find it. I have it somewhere, but I couldn't find it for this one. Alright, so Coco. This is getting a lot of praise from critics. A lot of people like it. Yeah, I agree. It's Pixar's done it again. It is fantastic. The movie theater experience, on the other hand, was not. It wasn't. And what I mean by that, okay, when I say that, I'm not necessarily talking about the people around me in the theater. I don't mean that. They were fine. In fact, one of the reasons I went on a Tuesday, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, the middle of a Tuesday night I went. Because when you go during the week, nobody's really there. But I was surprised. There were like a lot of people in this theater. I was shocked. Usually no one goes to the movies during the week, but okay. But anyway, I went, and the showtime is 7:30. The movie didn't begin until 8:20. Folks, I counted 9 previews. 9 of them. 2 of them look good. The other 7 were crap. Okay? And one of those 2 is Pixar's 20th film, coming to theaters in June. Number 2. Yeah. I am beyond hyped for that. Incredibles 2. I am so excited for that one. But we'll get to that one a little bit down the road. So, 9 previews. 9 of them. Like, every time a preview ended, I just kept telling myself, please, 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 just get to the movie, get to the movie. The following preview has been approved. Oh, come on. Move on already. So after 9 okay, after that's done, the short film begins. It's not a short film. It is not short, folks. Olaf's Frozen Adventure. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say that I hate Frozen. I don't hate that movie. I thought it was okay. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it a couple of years later. It was alright. But, man, Pixar, okay. You know how I've said in the past that Pixar has messed up a couple of times in their movies, particularly with Cars 2 and Monsters University? But that's just me. I thought they could never ever screw up on a short film. They did. They did. I mean, number one, why would you make Frozen into a short film? In fact, I'm not even going to call it a short film. I'm going to call it a television special, because that's what it is. It's a half an hour long. It's like a 22 minute film, TV film. Like, what I don't understand is this. Why did you have to put this before Coco? Why did you do this? You could have put this on ABC. Disney owns ABC, folks. You could have put this on ABC and you would have gotten so many people watching it. It would have done fine. You didn't need to put this in the theaters before the Pixar movie, okay? And this actually makes a lot of sense because when I was working at my movie theater the past couple of weekends, there were parents that were very angry coming out of the theater and coming up to me and complaining that the projectors were switched or something. They thought it was the movie Frozen 2 or something. They thought it was that because it went on and on and on. And I don't blame them, because after sitting through 9 previews, and now they're seeing 20 minutes of this, and we're still not even at the movie yet. Like, we're talking like a 3-hour visit to the movies. And the movie's, what, an hour and 40 minutes? Something like that. But it's crazy. But anyway, what do I think of Olaf's Frozen Adventure? It was okay, but you didn't need to put this before Coco. You didn't have to do that. You could have put it on ABC as a television special, guys. Like, why did you put it before? And here's another thing. Frozen is not Pixar. It's Disney. Frozen is not a Pixar movie. It's not. So what is it doing before a Pixar movie? What happened to the genius short film ideas that Pixar always does? We didn't get that this time. But we got that in the movie. And the movie, Coco, and I'm going to tell you right now, I did not know anything about this movie. I never saw previews for it. I knew what it was about because I remember back in 2010, when Toy Story 3 was the new Pixar movie, Pixar had a list of films that were coming out over the next few years. And one of them was called Untitled Mexican Day of the Dead movie. Something like that it was called. They didn't have a title for it yet, but that's what it was under. And they were going to do this movie about the holiday of the Day of the Dead in Mexico. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Let's see, it's Pixar. They're always good at doing good ideas. You know, let's see what they do. And here comes this movie, and they called it Coco. And guys, it's up there with Inside Out. It's up there with Toy Story. I mean, it was the characters I loved. The music I loved. The design I loved. The animation. Every single time I go to see a Pixar movie, they just keep topping themselves as far as the animation goes. It's unbelievable. When Miguel goes into the land of the dead, and you see the buildings and the lights, and oh my God, how did they do that? It's unbelievable. It really is. So what's the story? Well, I don't want to give too much away, but I'll give you the basics. It's about this little boy named Miguel, and he comes from a family that makes shoes from generation to generation to generation. And Miguel doesn't like that. He's more interested in music. And he has a relative that had his same interest, but his family members don't like music. They don't want music in their family at all. And of course, he is going to, go against the family business and, okay, we've seen this a million times before. But the way it's done, like I remember sitting in the theater and I'm thinking to myself, okay, like we've seen this kind of thing before, but when does Pixar put the spin on it? Because Pixar's very good at giving us stuff we've seen before, but they put that spin on it that makes it new. Okay? They do this all the time. 95% of the time. But when this came up, once we see the Land of the Dead and their spin on it and how it works in this world, man, was this creative. This was clever. I was just blown away, like, by all the talent that these guys do. And God, I really liked this movie a lot. And it's funny because when the movie started, I was seething. I was really angry because, I'd watched 9 crappy previews and that 22-minute Frozen short. But once I saw the Pixar, the Pixar logo with the Luxo lamp, I'm like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited again. Okay, here we go. Number 19. So Miguel goes into the land of the dead, and he meets some of his relatives that have passed on, and he learns a little bit about not only himself, but about another family member that he wasn't sure that he had. And I'm going to stop right there. And if you guys want to see this movie, I recommend you guys see this, because this is... Oh man, Pixar, they do it every time. Okay, I'm rambling on. We all know Pixar is great. We all know this. God, I don't know what else I can say. I have some negative things I can say, but it's not about Coco. It's not about that. That Olaf Frozen adventure short. And you know what's interesting? I read an article that after this Friday, they're going to remove it from the theaters, from Coco, because a lot of people have been complaining about it. Which is understandable, because, when you watch it before a Pixar movie, it doesn't make any sense. Like I remember watching that Frozen short, and I'm thinking to myself, why doesn't ABC just play this on television? Because there's 5 musical numbers in it. It's basically an introduction to Frozen 2. I mean, you feel like you're watching Frozen 2. You do. In a way, you kind of do. And, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, where's the short film? Where's that famous short film with clever ideas and, different stories to tell? Because Pixar does this all the time with their short films. And, excuse me, and it wasn't in this one. And I was kind of ticked off about that, So it's official. Not only has Pixar movies been a downer, but now the short films are going into that category. Hence, there was no short film for Coco. But enough rambling. Guys, I gotta tell you, and I know this has nothing to do with the movie Coco, but these previews, what the movie industry is advertising for family movies nowadays, guys, I was getting dumber by the minute. By the minute. And I watched 9 previews. 2.5 minutes each for each preview. Okay? So, the good news is now I know what not to look out for. That's the good thing. I don't even remember what the previews were. I know there was a teaser for Incredibles 2. I know that, which was great. Everybody's going to go see that one. The rest of them I can't even remember. And they're really bad animated movies. But anyway, what do I think of the movie Coco? I think it's one of the best films of the year. I think it's in the top 10 of the best Pixar movies ever made. You guys are going to have a fun time watching this movie. You're really going to have a lot of fun watching it. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Disney Pixar's 19th film, Coco. I can't believe we're at 19 movies with Pixar. Remember back when it was 5? Now we're at 19. What happened? Okay, guys, so those are my thoughts on Coco. I will see you guys in the next review, and I'm going to go get some sleep and try to get rid of this nasty cold. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Welcome to Season 7.